So one of the things that I find really inspiring with my own writing is to get outside, to go and have an adventure, to go and do something that makes me feel excited, that makes me feel scared. And then I can really channel those exciting feelings and that scared feeling into my writing. So an example, at the moment, I'm working on a book that is set in the Queensland rainforest. And the whole idea for this story came from a family holiday. So me and my husband and my 2 kids flew all the way to Queensland because we wanted to go for a walk in a rainforest. And when we got there, it was raining. Duh, it's a rainforest, right? But everybody said, oh, no, 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 no. You don't want to go into the rainforest. It's raining. And we were like, dudes, we've come all the way from Perth. We definitely want to go. We don't care that it's raining. We're excited to see rain. You know, like we don't get rain in Perth. And so we went hiking in the rainforest. And before we went, they said, one of the problems of being in the rainforest in the rain is leeches. And we said, we're okay with leeches. You know, like leeches are bad. I get that. They want to drink your blood. It's not ideal, but they're only little creatures. They're just as big as caterpillars. Surely you can just pull them off. I mean, we've had leeches before. We've seen leeches before. They're not going to kill us, right? They're not like dragons or bears. We're going to be fine with a few little leeches. So off we go, walking through the rainforest. One problem. We're not talking a few little leeches here. Within an hour, 2 hours, we see our first leech. It's tiny. We pull it off. But while I'm pulling off this leech, I look down and there are like at least 10, maybe 20 leeches climbing on my kids' shoes, on my shoes. And the worst thing about leeches, I now know this, so I can share it with you. The worst thing about leeches is that they suck onto your skin. So when you're pulling a leech off your skin, it kind of, it stretches, right? It sucks on because it's got jaws and they've got teeth and they're like burrowing into your skin so that they can drink your blood. So when you pick them off, you need to have really long fingernails and you kind of grip one end of them and they're black and slimy. They're not really slimy, they're slippery, like your fingers just slip right off and you have to grip them with your fingernails and pull and it stretches and stretches off your skin. And so we had this experience of having dozens and dozens of leeches climbing up our legs, getting in our shoes. I had one on my bottom. Far out. It was so full on. At the end of the walk, when we got back, my children took off their shoes and there was like blood all through their socks because they've been walking on these leeches and squashing them. So the leeches suck up on your blood, right? They fill up and fill up and fill up and they're like, yeah, that's awesome. And then when they get squashed, they explode like a paintball in your feet. So that night after we got home, I thought, that was intense. I want to learn a little bit more about leeches. And one of the things I learned, and this blew my mind, is that leeches can sometimes get stuck on your eyeball. I also learned there are 3 ways to get rid of a leech. The first way is salt. So you can imagine if you've got a leech sucking on your eyeball, the last thing that you're going to want to do is to pour some salt on your eye. No way. So the second way to get rid of leeches is with fire. Oh yeah, I'm just going to light a match and stick it on my eye. That's going to work. And the third way, which is the way that we used for all of the leeches that were stuck on us, is to grab them with your fingernails and pull. And of course, this does not work either unless you want your eyeball to be a kind of like a leech yo-yo. Can you imagine? Oh yeah, man, that's awesome. So the thing to do, and I'm really glad you're watching this video because it's really important to know these basic first aid emergency responses. The thing to do, if you have a leech sucking your eyeball is just to leave it, because beautiful leeches, they don't overfeed, right? They will only stay sucking your blood until they're full up. So if you've got one feeding on your eyeball, it will feed for about 20 minutes until it's really full like a balloon, and then it will just drop off all by itself. So if you have a leech sucking on your eye, just wait. Be polite, just wait, and very soon your troubles will be over. Anyway, this terrible, terrible experience of being eaten by leeches in the rainforest was also the inspiration for a book I'm working on right now. And it was so much fun to write because I could feel the terror. I could feel every single wriggle up my leg. I could feel them dropping on me from the trees. Do you know that leeches can climb trees? Yeah? No? Well, they can. So real life experiences can really inspire your writing. Well, it definitely works for me.